Mm. Good afternoon. I'm Fernando Sanchez, and with my partner Daniel Martinez, we are presenting two activities for classroom in order to explain some concepts from the units we learn in linguistics. The first activity, as you can see, the word horse in this screen. We are using this in order to create sentences, but we are transforming the word horse, okay? And we are doing that by using affixes such as ich, ing, on, so we can create words that may not exist, but we can somehow understand what they are referring to. For example, horsed is something that was horsed. You got me, okay? So, our sentence, for example, maybe something like that. The horse is horsing, okay? This doesn't have sense, but it has some way. We can understand it even if it doesn't make sense, okay? It's like it has sense grammatically, okay? And then we will divide the sentence in parts of speech, which I put in here under the words, okay? We can divide the sentence in these things, saying that this is an article, an adjective, a noun, and all those things, but also we are explaining the sentence in another way, which is related with meaning, which I think it's easier to understand for the students. Here, we can divide the sentence in agent and theme. Okay? One is the one who is doing the action, and the theme is not the action per se, but is what is the sentence about. Okay? In this case, the horsed horse is our agent, and is horsing is the theme, because the horse is horsing. That's the theme. Okay? What we try to implement in this activity, which were the concept of root, in this case horse as a root morpheme, and the use of affixes to implement in the root, which is horse. This way we can create another words. Okay, this is also related with the minimal part, because even if on or each aren't words per se, there are minimal parts, and if we combine them, we can create new words, like on horse, like you undo the horse. Also, we implement the part of a speech in order to analyze the sentence, and the semantic role in order to make it more understandable for the students, but while understanding what is the meaning of the sentence. Okay, what we think it's kind of wrong with this activity is that students may not like it, in a way that they may think it is ridiculous to use words such as a horse or horsing. But we think that way we can make them understand that in English we can create words that are grammatically like they're grammatically correct, but they don't exist, but they make sense. Okay, so I think that's the main issue with this activity, that they may not pay attention because it's kind of ridiculous at some point. Now we will review the second activity, which will be presented by my partner Daniel Martinez.
Okay, so as a group, we believe that it's important to create two different activities since it is difficult to include 6 different aspects from the units in only one activity. That's why we have included 4 aspects in the first activity and only 2 in the second one. The topics that we have choose in order to create this second activity is the homophones and homonyms from the unit of semantics and the pragmatic context from the unit of pragmatics. But it's important to start thinking why we have choose those 2 different contexts. Well, we aim to teach to our students to make the difference in some words that have different pronunciation and are written in similar ways. So students can acknowledge that some words are similar, but they have different meaning. So for that, homophones and homonyms are important because those homophones are defined as words that are written in different ways but are pronounced almost similar. And homonyms are words that are written and pronounced in the same way. So we are going to extract some words that are homophones and homonyms and tell to our students the difference of them. We are going to ask to our students to look up for some words that are apart from those 2 groups and then create sentences. Then we are going to explain to our students the pragmatic context that those words maybe be similar, but in depending on the context, they acquire certain meaning. The words that make them that are together with those words that are homophones and homonyms will determine the context too. So we want to teach to our students that to make the difference and to acknowledge that the context is very important when you create meaning. Now, in order to conclude this task, we believe that it's important to mention why we have chosen those 6 issues and why we have designed those 2 previous activities. We believe that students have problems or deal with problems at the hour of creating sentences because they have to create sentences that are coherent, that have meaning. So in order to avoid that problem, we believe that it's important to teach them how to create meaningful sentences. And for that, maybe they're going to find that some words have the same pronunciation or can be written in the same way. So that's why in the second activity we teach them that some words can be similar in the paper, but when you are speaking, the meaning can be different, right? So that's why we have created those 2 activities. We believe that it's important that students know how to create sentences and make the difference between some words. Meaning is very important. And that's it. Sorry for recording the video separately.